Let's settle for the details now. Dome FM's morning show host, Captain Smart, and a group of the station's fans have presented a petition to the Office of the Economic and Organized Crime Office to demand the retrieval of state money suspected to have been looted by some public officials. They also want those found culpable to be prosecuted. Among some of the suspected public officials are the Chief Executive of the Ghana Standards Authority, who is alleged to have taken a kickback from a contractor engaged to put up a building for the training of the authority staff, and the former Chief Executive of the National Communications Authority for looting monies meant for the purchase of certain communication devices to monitor calls at the NCA. Joy News' Maxwell Agbagba was with the demonstrators on the Yeji Esika march when the petition was presented.
Crowd here, we're gradually inching closer to the EOCO office, where the main organizer, the brain behind this protest march, the person of Captain Smart, he will be delivering his statement and will also be presenting what he has to the EOCO officials. Here is a huge crowd inside. A lot of the people here clad in black and red, holding their placards, protesting what they say is rife corruption in the system. A lot of them do not look tired, even though we've been walking for some distance now, right from the Brass Border Circle. We've come through the central business districts, and then in some few minutes now, we'll be getting to the EOCO office, where everything would end. It's a replication of what we saw a year ago on the 16th May, the Dumsoma Stop Vigil. This is very similar to what happened on that day.
The church members, when they come to church, they even collection, they don't have it. So men of God, nowadays we are suffering. We are suffering. So I'm reading with the government. Nanado, Akufo-Addo, you have to do something. The new this thing that you have to declare, I don't know, justice or whatever you want to separate. You have to bring that in now. Yes. For the government to do something. Our money is just lost in a mixing. Look at what people are doing in this nation. How can a human being just eat money? My God, that is, I don't know what to say.
The youth of Ghana, this is the time for us to stand up. Yeah. This is the time for us to arise. We shouldn't wait till tomorrow. The time to act is now. Let's all be part. This one, no partisan nonsense. Okay. All we're saying is about the youth of Ghana, and it's about our money. We want our money, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I remember your songs. Our money, our money.
I've got the chop on your finger. I mean, you know, when I was doing this song, little did I know that was going to be one of the main, to be used to fight corruption. Yeah. This song was done in 2008. Okay. And you know what happened in Nigeria?
No, tell me.
When election, Buhari, that's the same song they used.
Oh, dying. The youth have no jobs. We are suffering in this country. Corruption is killing. We don't have to borrow to develop the country. We need our monies back.
After the long walk, we're finally here at the entrance of the EOCO offices here in the central business district of Accra. The brain behind this protest march, Captain Smart, is entering together with other 5 people. The police here say they will not allow any media house to get inside. So these 6 people are expected to present the document that they have to the EOCO. And they have given the EOCO 3 months to take action.
Thank you, your able lieutenants and you've made a very touchy statement. The fact that civil society realizes support investigative bodies in fights against crime.
Yes, you have a pediatrician
here. In fact, it is very, very cardinal. We will talk a lot about this when we meet the leadership in our conference room. For now, we want to welcome you. We've taken possession of the materials you've given us, and which could be a very good basis of inquiry and investigation. We can only assure you that we will do a very decent, diligent investigation.
Thank you.
In fact, you are equally assured that EOCO has the support of higher authority to push this agenda.
Amen.
Well, thousands of residents in the eastern region town of Somanya have besieged the Electricity Company of Ghana's branch office in the town to protest what they term outrageous electricity bills. Francis Nyankete is among the protesting residents and joins us on the phone with some more. Good afternoon, Francis.
Good afternoon, madam.
Now, you term these charges out as outrageous. How outrageous are they?
Come again, please.
I'm talking about the charges you claim are outrageous. How outrageous are the charges you are protesting?
Yes, a very good afternoon to your cherished listeners. And currently, as I speak now, I'm reporting from the electricity company of Ghana's branch in Somenya, where thousands of angry youth of Somenya have besieged the offices and destroying and damaging properties. And their issue is that the bills that are coming to them as residents are very, very outrageous. For example, you can imagine a resident using 8 outside bulbs with a fridge and a TV and a desk in his room is being charged 7,300 Ghana cedis as bill. And this is not a matter that has started today. It has been there for the past 1 year. And the residents keep talking about it, keep complaining, but it looks as if it is falling in deaf ears. So today, the ECG officials went disconnecting residents of Somenya, and that is what angered the youth to come out in their numbers to besiege the office of their office and attack them.
Francis, do you speak on behalf of the residents, or you're with the ECG in the area?
Yes, I am a resident as well.
Okay.
So I think that I have to speak as a resident because it is also affecting me.
Okay, so what do you want from the ECG?
Yeah, we simply want them to come out to explain to us why the bills are outrageous. That is simply what the residents are looking for. You know, it is very outrageous. And then, like I've explained, even one bulb and a television and fridge, you are giving a bill of about 2,800 to a resident to pay. And you and I know the difficulties and the challenges that we are facing as citizens of this country. That is unbearable. Unbearable. So we are asking the ECG to come out clearly and redefine their mode of billing us. And to again explain to us why the bills are outrageous. That is simply what the residents are looking for. And this demonstration was supposed to be a peaceful demonstration. But when they came to the office, there was no ECG official coming out to address and to calm them down. You know, and that angered the residents to throw stones, machetes, loading of offensive tools, you know, destroying properties. And madam, the honorable member of parliament, honorable lawyer Kofi Amate, was here to, you know, address the situation and calm them down, but they wouldn't listen. And so when they were throwing the stone, the MP have no choice than to leave the scene.
All right, so you were not able, or residents were not able to meet with officials of the electricity company of Ghana. But has there been any meeting? Has there been any meeting prior to this demonstration? And what did the officials tell you?
Come again, please.
I'm asking that residents couldn't meet officials of the ECG today, but has there been any meeting prior to this demonstration?
No, there was no meeting. I think that this demonstration was unannounced. It was not planned as it ought to. Procedural processes were not followed.
Okay.
You know, the demonstration became necessary because of the mass disconnection that
occurred earlier today.
This morning.
All right, Francis, is this demonstration in any way inspired by what we saw in Akosombo and Manguase and Tosca some weeks ago?
Yeah, I think what happened in Akosombo was very peaceful. What happened in Manguase cannot also be compared to what is happening here in Somenya. And I speak to you now, I have to distance myself from the thing because if you have seen granting interviews to any media, your cell phone will be smashed and destroyed.
Okay.
Even taking of pictures becomes very, very, very
difficult.
strange.
All right. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Francis Nyakate is a resident of Somenya, bringing us some information on some residents who've besieged the offices, the office of the ECG there. We'll follow up on this story and bring you updates as and when they are available. Now, the president has assured that the country will rely heavily on the Ghana Armed Forces and other state security agencies to fight and end the menace of illegal mining. Government, led by the Lands and Natural Resources Minister Peter Amewu, is on a crusade to stop the practice, also known as galamsey, which has been blamed for destroying the country's rich vegetation and water bodies. My colleague Elton Brobe was with the president when he made those statements. We just lost him on the line. We'll try and reach him and pick up some more information on the president's, this particular statement by the president. Meanwhile, the president is also on his way to Liberia. Hopefully he's arrived there now as part of his tour to some West African countries. You're watching Joy News today. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying here on Joy News today. Now, police at Wa in the Upper West region say they've intensified security to prevent a reprisal after 2 persons were injured in a shooting incident last night. The 2 have been hospitalized. The shooting is reported to have been sparked by a family dispute. Regional Police Crime Officer Superintendent Husseini Musa Awinaba told me earlier on News Desk the police are not leaving anything to chance.
Yesterday, when it happened, I was personally there at the hospital to visit the victim. But, you know, as he said, immediately the suspect fired, they ran away from the scene. But we're also afraid of reprisal attacks on the other side. So we had to send a team of policemen stationed them there overnight to ensure that there was no further shooting or attacks on each other. Since they are the same family members living in the same neighborhood. So for now, the area is calm, and names of the suspects are coming up, and we are being able to get about 3 names, and we are pursuing them. Currently, I'm in the office with the family man of the area, who is going to, with some of the family members, we are going to interview them, and we'll see the way forward.
You spoke about the victim. You said you visited him last night. Can you just share with us what his condition is now?
Yeah, I even went back this morning. Around 8:15, I was there to visit him, and the doctors were still working on him. They have not given us any official assessment yet, so we are waiting for them to finish with their diagnosis and give us the condition of the guy. But from a layman point of view, I don't think it's very critical. Okay, but where exactly did he sustain the injury? I could see one on the right arm. That was what was visible enough for me to see. And there was a bandage on the chest, on the right side of the chest. I could see a cut there. I don't know whether it was a bullet missing or something else. So the doctors will examine him and then give us their report. All right. So what's next for police in the city? You mentioned that you've had to deploy some policemen to the area, but what's next in relation to this case and maintaining peace in the area? For now, I had a question where for now I don't think there's any danger, because the area is very calm. Even last night when we went there, it was very calm. But now we are monitoring the situation in the area.
Let's get the latest on this. Rafiq Salam joins me live on the phone. Hello, Rafiq. What's the situation now?
The situation is now calm. Separate a suburb of Wa after last night certain incident. The women that I met this morning told me that they were not happy. They had some kind of fears regarding what happened last. At the moment, things are now calm, and what they are looking for is that they want the man who is allegedly shot and hospitalized to be back, and then the child to be back home. And for now, things are calm in Wa.
All right, thank you very much, Rafiq Salam, my colleague from WA, bringing us some updates on that particular incident. Now, the president has assured that the country will rely heavily on the Ghana Armed Forces and other state security agencies to fight and end the menace of illegal mining. You may know that government led by the Lands and Natural Resources Minister Peter May was on a crusade to stop the practice, also known as galamsey, which has been blamed for the destruction of the country's rich vegetation and water bodies. Addressing a color presentation parade of the Armored Reconnaissance Regiment of the Armed Forces, President Akufo-Addo said the galamsey menace constitutes a threat to the country's security. Hello, Alton. Hello, Alton.
Yes, Dennis, I'm here.
Yes, you were at that particular program where the president made this statement. What other things did he say?
Well, for him, the fight against illegal mining is going to the phase where they have to bring in the security agencies to take a lead role in stopping it once. He's also aware of the fact that a well-equipped, well-motivated soldier will be more than ready, to do or to execute the task ahead. So government in going forward, according to the president, will equip the Ghana Armed Forces with the requisite tools, also undertake them through modern methods of training, and then provide them with the necessary human resource base so that they will be at the forefront of dealing with threats to national security and indeed the safety of Ghanaians. And he's hopeful that the Ghana Armed Forces and the other security agencies will come together and push this forward. Government will do their part in terms of providing the technical and as well as the equipment to help them, perform their duties, excellently. Now, the program itself today was a presentation of colors, and from the information we've picked, it signifies the strength and the battle readiness of the Ghana Armed Forces. This time around, the recce units had that opportunity to be given the colors, and it's an honor for them to, and it's an honor and devotion as far as their roles is concerned. All
right, Alton, briefly, did the president touch on the allegation that some army personnel are supporting or protecting illegal miners?
Not at all. That did not come up. Okay. I'm also not aware whether the defense minister, even though he was there, whether that briefing has already taken place. The president, as you may be aware, is already out of the country. He's on his way to Liberia for the continuation of his tour of West Africa. Maybe we'll have to go further and find out whether the briefing took place and the decision taken going forward.
Thank you very much, Elton Brobe. Would also bring you some updates here on the Joy News channel on the president's visit to Liberia. Now, the National Democratic Congress says it is working on getting the party's leadership and its followers in tune with a technological age as it seeks to recapture power in 2020. Speaking at a news conference at Elmina after a UNDP forum with political parties, former Attorney General Betty Moudi-Driso indicated that the party needs a technological touch to solidify the party's base to clinch victory in 2020. Richard Kojonyako has more.
The UNDP's engagement with political parties in the country was to help the parties formulate their internal and external communication strategies and also engender the processes of having more women in the political space. The NDC took the opportunity to address the media on the progress of work of the party's policy document that the party says it intends banging its hopes on to victory in 2020. Addressing the media, former Attorney General Betty Moudi-Driso says the party may have done series of mistakes in the past, but it is more poised to right the wrongs and secure the needed victory, beginning with the empowering of women. She is hopeful that the policy, when ready, will bring the party's leaders and followers home to be abreast with new and emerging technological trends to enable the party win in the 2020 elections.
Women are everything to us in NDC, and I think that you've seen consistently over the years both His Excellency late Professor Mills and the former President John Dramani Mahama have tried to put women in the forefront in different ways. I am confident that when we have this finalized, we've almost got it finalized, we will be able to bring NDC fully into this new technological age. Some of us are born before computers, but we see the need to bring all our different participants and our different membership, whether the youth, whether the women, into, and even our leadership, into the technological age. Technology controls the world. We have the spread of the WhatsApp platforms and the spread of the internet, Instagram, and other things. All of these have to be looked at the impact that they are making, and we also, as a party, we have to come to acknowledge that right.
Deputy General Secretary of the party, Kwaku Idaho, says the NDC has been doing everything within its power to prevent the MPP from failing. But to him, it looks as if the MPP is bound to fail and will hand over the reins of power easily to the NDC in 2020. He is urging the party faithful not to rely on the failings of the NPP but work hard for victory in 2020.
God forbid that we just sit down and pray for the MPP to fail, thinking that the failure of the MPP is what will bring us automatically to power. That would be wrong. That would be a wrong approach. Ours is to go back to our philosophy of social democracy, reach out to the grassroots, put in place our own policies, our own structures, our own messages, and get back to our people. The number of our people who didn't vote, why didn't they vote? They didn't vote for the MPP, but they didn't vote for the NDC. Let's reach out to them. As for the MPP and how they are failing, that is going to become very legendary. Nana Akufo-Addo is going to end up as the president who will leave the worst legacy. He will fail so miserably because he himself wants to fail, not because we want him to fail. He himself wants to fail. Exactly. We are even trying to prevent him from failing, but he wants to fail. And he's busy failing. So that's his business. He will be a failure. But it's not Akufo-Addo's failure that will grant us victory. It is documents like this, policy documents, a serious political party that will sit down, crack its brains, put in place the structures, and work. Roll up our sleeves, dig our feet in, and work. That's what we are doing. That's what the failure of the MPP. Let's leave Akufo-Addo with his bloated family, friends, and cronies government to fail as much as they want to. We as a party, we don't want to fail. That's why we are working.
Richard Kodonyako brought that report. Let's still stay within the NDC because there's an uneasy calm within the party as the Western Regional Organizer takes the chairman of the party and some other executives to court over his suspension. Japhet Baidu disputes his suspension and describes it as an illegality. The chairman, Michael Edu, allegedly walked out of a meeting yesterday because the organizer was present. Let's speak to Joy News' Western Regional Correspondent, Francis Waja, for more. Hello, Francis.
Yes, hi.
Good afternoon. What exactly is the situation?
Okay, so as we understand it, on the 28th of April, the chairman of the NDC for the Western region, that is Michael Edu, together with some other executives, sat in the Regional Executive Council meeting. And then at that meeting, it was decided that the regional organizer, who has now been suspended, which is contesting anyway, will be suspended. Now, when I contacted the regional secretary of the party, Joseph Nelson, his view was that he was not part of that meeting. Of course, several other people were not part of that meeting. And so, according to Japhet Baidu, who is the regional organizer, that meeting in itself was not, did not fall within the lines of the party, i.e., it did not meet the constitutional requirement of the NDC to call a meeting with that number of persons. And so, for him, that decision that was taken was illegal. He still stands as the regional organizer of the party. Now, as we speak, he is battling the matter in court. He's taking the party chairman to court. His view is that he is not summoning the party as an NDC, but he's rather summoning this individual, the chairman, and then some other people within the party, because they took those decisions in their individual capacity in a meeting that was illegal and not in their capacity as chairman of the party. And so he's taking the matter to court. Now, again, we understand that yesterday the chairman had to walk out of the meeting because apparently a meeting that had been called had Mr. Japhet Baidu in it. And so he thought once he's been suspended, he should not be part of that meeting. And so for now, Japhet says they will not respect that decision by the party chairman to suspend him. And then the party also insists that he has been suspended. So that's the issue as it stands now. We'll continue to look at the outcome of the court decision to know whether indeed the party acted within the constitution or acted outside the constitution.
Right. Thank you very much, Francis Waja, our correspondent in the Western region. Please stay on the story for us. We'll get some updates when you're ready with them. Now, the tales of Ghanaians, mostly girls who travel to work abroad, have become a very worrying phenomenon. Often with the assistance of private employment agencies, a lot of females are trafficked to mostly the Arabian countries to work as domestic helps. Unfortunately for some of these girls, their hosts or masters put them through endless instances of maltreatment. While stakeholders advocate a campaign to discourage the exodus in the first place, the cost of saving these girls and bringing them back to Ghana has been a major challenge. Founder and director of Rights to Be Free, a non-governmental organization that has done a lot of work on the subject, Eric Boache Piesa, says a lot more funding is needed to redeem these girls. He spoke to me earlier on Joy News Desk.
Migration itself is not bad. It's a good thing. And I believe that looking for a job abroad is not bad. It's a good thing. But the problem is that the way it's been done with this issue of this house help issue, girls are taken to these countries with the hope of getting better job, better offer. But why we call it trafficking is because they are deceived into believing that where they are going is better than where they are. You know, we have what they call PE, private employment agencies, who are supposed to do recruitment, international recruitment for the country. But we have other people who are not even agents who also do recruitment. The agencies supposed to do recruitment such a way that it to be monitored by government, by labor department and things. And some people also come in between who are not even agents, who just try to get girls along the line, take them along. That's where the problem comes from. However, even some of the agents too have issues. What they promise the girls, they don't get it. Let me give you a typical example. One girl who has finished university said she's not getting a job for 2 years, so you want to go and do somewhere in I think in Qatar, in Kuwait somewhere. She got to go to Kuwait, and she was told she's going to be a secretary, something, to go and do some work in the office, store, shop, that kind of stuff. She get there, they put her in a house to become a nanny, a house help. She worked almost 24, 23 hours a day. And she's like, this is not what I'm begging for. I want to go back home. They say, you can't go back home because I brought you here and you owe me. Until you pay, if you want to go back home, pay me and then just leave. I was in Lagos to do some work and went to the mission with some officials and was there. And we saw 2 Ghanaians who were there having a problem to come back, stranded. They have to come back home. Money to bring them back home is an issue. We, the guys, made them contribute some money and brought them back and give them money to pay for them, the mission to pay them back home. So at times, all the missions might not have the money. I'm not defending for them. They don't have the money. And once they get the intelligence, at times even getting them to the what do you call it, to the mission is one thing. But getting them back home, the cost involved, I think government should start get committed to this, the topic you're talking about, human trafficking, because you know, since the fund was established in 2005, the amount of money government put in the fund was 10,000 Ghana cedis. That's 100 million today. I heard that this new minister, they're going to put more funding into the thing, but there's no money in the fund. And when there's no money in the fund, even when you rescue a victim in Ghana, you have to look for your money to take care of them. Even police people identify a victim. Some of them have to use their own money, take them to hospitals and clinics for whatever they need to do. So until, as a country, we begin to see this as an issue, nothing will happen. I'm happy that the U.S. government, I think, has made something clear to Ghana that if Ghana, we don't fight human trafficking as they want us to fight, they will stop giving us the funding. When they said that, everybody's running around to make sure they put money into human trafficking, especially those the one with children. So I believe that if government begin to show more interest and commit funds to these issues, things will be better.
You're watching Joy News Today.